as a mediator, I think that the start of the day you're often met with a lot of very tense and sometimes quite angry faces. And there is a point during the day in a mediation where you're able to unlock that, and the sort of air clears a little bit, tensions lift, and if you can turn the direction of the mediation day to being one that's a lot more productive, where some people are able to let things go and look to a more practical solution, then that's what really sort of drives me as a mediator, I think.
And welcome to our short video series, Meet the Mediator. In this series, we're getting to know the people behind the role. And for information, Mediator Locator is a national mediation service connecting clients, law firms, and organisations with the right mediator. Mediation's all we do. We're not a directory, and we take care in matching you to the right mediator for your case. This series is a great way to see the human side of mediation and why choosing the right mediator can make all the difference. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Michael Chambers from HM3 Legal. Morning, Michael.
Morning, Stuart.
And going to ask a series of questions, so let's get started. Michael, if we could start, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your professional background and the path that led you to where you are now.
Yeah, of course. I qualified in 2006. I've always practiced in litigation, primarily commercial and general disputes. I have done some property litigation, some commercial insurance, insolvency, and contentious trust and probate over the years. I've worked both in private practice and in a quasi in-house role for one of my previous firm's large insurer clients. For the last 6 years, I've been a partner and head of a litigation team. Day to day, my practice at the moment involves dealing with clients in sort of litigation matters and also leading the team, and some mediations as well.
Fantastic. And how did you get into mediation?
I did my training with the Society of Mediators back in 2020. I really wanted to do the training to almost improve my litigation practice, if you like, in terms of advising clients and supporting them through the process. I really wanted to see kind of what happened behind the scenes when the mediator was going between rooms, and what kind of the skills and techniques were that were being deployed on the day. So it was really kind of a sort of, two reasons why I wanted to do it, both for my own sort of professional development in terms of advising clients, and also something that I wanted to get into practicing as well, which is something that I've been able to do. I think that working both in private practice as a solicitor and also practicing as a mediator is helpful. It's kind of helps both ways, because you use your skills as a litigator and a lawyer as a mediator, and then obviously mediation skills come into sort of day-to-day practice as a lawyer as well.
Yeah, and I know you've done a number of mediations, both where you've acted as advisor and you've done a number for us as well as the mediator. What is it you find most rewarding about mediation?
From sort of an advisor perspective, if it's my client that's going through the process, I think getting them to a point where they are able to draw a line under any dispute where it's been going on for a long time, where tensions have been running high, spending lots of money, time, and energy on pursuing the dispute. That's really satisfying, as I think, as a litigator, to get to that point where you've been able to wrap it up for them. As a mediator, I think that the start of the day you're often met with a lot of very tense and sometimes quite angry faces. And there is a point during the day in a mediation where you're able to unlock that, and the sort of air clears a little bit, tensions lift, and if you can turn the direction of the mediation day to being one that's a lot more productive, where some people are able to let things go and look to a more practical solution, then that's what really sort of drives me as a mediator, I think. And I really like when you're able to help parties come up with quite innovative ways of settling disputes, something which maybe a court wouldn't be able to order, but you can add things into, or parties can add things into settlement agreements and mediation that you'd never get from a judge.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. And you mentioned earlier you do a range of commercial work, but are there any particular types of dispute that you specialize in, would you say, and that you particularly enjoy helping people to resolve?
I It's probably more the types of client that I act for. So I think where you're acting for maybe owner-managed businesses or SMEs, you quite often find that there's close personal relationships between the parties. They may be related, they may have known each other for a number of years, and that adds another dimension to the dispute. So whereas you're dealing with the commercial angle of it all and the legal side, you can have those arguments, but where tensions are running so high because it's it's a family that have fallen out over a business issue, then I think that's where I really like to get involved on the sort of the personal aspect as well as the legal and commercial side as well.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And in your experience, what do you say is the biggest benefit of mediating in the cases that you generally work on?
I think in the recent mediations that I've done as mediator, I've worked with parties who have been embroiled in a dispute for a number of years. It's litigated and it's cost a lot of money. You can see how draining it is on their resources, and also the kind of the time they're spending on it. So I think that has incredible benefit in terms of being able to get to that point and actually draw a line under it, and there be no further court involvement, no further sort of battling correspondence between lawyers. And conversely, I think that there is a way of kind of getting in quickly with mediation as well. So the last one I did, it was very early on in proceedings, and I did wonder before the mediation whether it would actually settle or not, because it was very soon after a letter of claim had been sent in a response. But we did manage to do the deal and get it resolved. So I think that the biggest thing for me is giving people time back.
Yeah, I mean, that peace dividend is huge. Absolutely. Oh, that's good. And finally, Michael, if you're happy to, can you give a quick comment about your experience of working with Mediator Locator?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know from working with Mediator Locator as a practice in the search for mediators, it's been a really valuable tool to quickly be able to go back to clients and say, we've been in touch with Mediator Locator. These are the suggested mediators for your disputes, and getting those agreed with the other side. So it's a really quick way of selecting a mediator and kind of moving forward to getting it done and getting a date agreed. As working as a mediator, I think the work that I've done has been really good, and it's great to be part of a panel of other lawyers as well, both in terms of us being able to catch up at the conference earlier this year, and also the ongoing training that we have as panel members.
Fantastic. Thanks, Michael. That's great. And that brings us to the end of this short session. Thanks for watching this episode of Meet the Mediators. If you'd like to learn more about mediation or find the right mediator for your case, which could well be Michael, so do get in touch with us at mediatorlocator.com. Thanks for listening, and until next time, goodbye for now.